often wondered whether the Yale 6B domestic Lishi pick with its scale on the side here can be reliably used to create a key that will then be able to open a lock. Now, in the vise here is a Versa 6-pin, which is a Yale compatible keyway, as you can see, because the Lishi tool fits in there. So I'm going to be using that for this experiment. First thing we're going to do is pick it, of course. So let's just go through this lock and find the pins that are binding. So pin 2 is the first pin that's bound, and that's released and is now bouncing. Pin 3 is loose. Pin 4 is loose, 5 and 6. Pin 1 is bound. We'll push that up until it releases. There we go. Pin 2, 3. Pin 4 is now bound, and that's bouncing. Pin 5 has released, and pin 6 is released. A little bit of rotation on the core then. So 1 is loose, 2, 3 is bound again. We'll push 3 up all the way, and there we go. So we've now got the lock. Let's zoom in on the scale, and hopefully we've got enough light to be able to show. There we go. Let's just lock the focus on there for a second. Excellent. Right, so let's see what we got here. So pin 1 is reading as a 4. Pin 2 is reading as a 0. Pin 1 is a 1 height. Pin 4 is a 5. Pin 5 is a 2 height, and pin 6 is a 1 height. So okay, I'm going to use those readings, which were 4, 0, 1, 5, 2, 1. I'm going to use those heights now to cut a key. Let's go over to the key machine. Let's just lock that back. There we go. And what I'm going to use here is I'm going to use the Yale 6-pin depth and space keys, and I've got a Yale profile compatible 6-pin key blank, so we'll pop that in there. It's probably going to be best to actually cut the deepest cuts first, so let's go for a 5 height, which I think was pin 4. So we'll pop that in there, and so we'll now cut pin height, pin chamber 4. Okay, so that's the next one was pin chamber 1 was a 4 height. Here we go. So let's cut one. Okay. Now we've got a 2 height in position 5. 2 height. There we go. In position 5. And we've got a 1 height in positions 3 and 6. And then finally we've got a position 0 heights in position 2, but because this is the lowest lift, I'm going to run that across the top of the key all the way along, and hopefully that'll just bring the entire key down to the correct height. we go. So let's just see what we've created. It's a pretty ugly key. There's a lock killer cut there, so I'm just going to just manually shave that down using the machine freehand. There we go. Ordinarily you would probably want to do that with a file, but for the purposes of this experiment, I think that's probably going to be good enough. So let's take that over to the lock and see if it works. Okay, a moment of truth. Can the scale on the Lishi be depended upon to be able to create a key? Yes, it can. There we go, look at that. That's catching ever so slightly, but to be fair, that's more than good enough. Let's try it in the other side of the lock. There we go. I think the cam's just catching on the vise there. So the key's not perfect, but actually it's good enough to open this lock and get in. I'm not sure where it's catching there, but a little bit of tweaking and I'm pretty certain that that would actually be a very usable key. So I've just used the file to clean these cuts up and make sure that there wasn't anything there that was catching, and what it's done is it's created a key now that works absolutely fine. So the codes on the side of the Lishi tool, so the decode on the side of the Lishi tool here, does appear to be a reasonably accurate reference for creating a key.